Hello everyone, welcome to the Xoro return guide. In this quick little guide, we're going to walk through how to handle a return in your Xoro system. So there's actually two modules for handling a return in your Xoro system. So this is if your customer has returned the goods that you sold to them. There's the credit memo module and the invoice credit memo module. They both essentially work the same. The only difference is the invoice credit memo is basically in the scenario where the invoice has already been created in your Xoro system. And on that invoice, you want to actually process a return. Whereas a credit memo module is a straight credit. So that's the case where the invoice is not in your Xoro system. So maybe it's in your old system, or maybe for some reason it just wasn't invoiced for that customer. So let's go over the invoice credit memo. We'll do it this way just for now. It's essentially the same thing. So I'm just going to click on the invoice credit memo. And the first thing I want to do is pull up the invoice for which I'm processing the return on. So I've got an invoice here, which I'm going to return the first item. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click on search first. So basically, I'm going to choose my inventory store that I'm returning to. So in this case, let's make the inventory store and the sales store the same. I'm going to pull up my customer now, and I'm just going to find the invoice number. There we go. Hit select. So now the invoice information is fetched. Basically, you want to select your date, make sure that's correct. And now we basically click on add lines. And you can see it's going to pull up all the lines of the invoice. Now, what you can actually do is you can make the return code damaged if you like. And this will actually return the unit in a damaged location so that it can't be shipped going forward. Just make sure that you have a damaged location set up in that case. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's click this and let's go add quantity. So we want to return, let's say, a quantity of one. So I've clicked on this damaged location here that's been created. If it hasn't been, just make sure you go to your location center and create a damaged location for your main inventory store or whatever your store is. Just gonna hit plus and then close, and now close again. And you can see now the line has been fetched in. So it's gonna fetch in basically the same amount quantity that is specified from the invoice. You can put in a memo if you like. And now I'm just gonna go ahead, hit save. And you can also add returns for your discount or shipping returns if that was also part of the invoice as well. And the credit memo module, the other method that we were talking about, it essentially works the same way. It's basically the only thing is you're just not selecting the invoice in the beginning, and even the module itself looks pretty much the same. So actually, let me just quickly go to it here. And so basically, you'd select your customer that you're making the return for, add your item, and you can return it in a damaged location as well. And then to basically just hit save. So just another reminder, if you return it in a damaged location, it won't be shipped. So it can't actually be waived or anything like that. If you make it any other type of return code, and basically you put it back into the main location, then it can be shipped in that case.